Hello people of the internet, my name is Omesh and today we will be discussing Bosnia and Herzegovina and Serbia, two of the greatest nations within Yugoslavia. Well, that's my personal bias towards it because I'm half Bosnian. Well, other than that, let's dive headfirst into the most contradictory nations of Yugoslavia. Although Bosnia and Herzegovina, together with Serbia, are not as economically sustainable, they're not as projected to be great powers militarily, economically, and all the such, they do lead towards one of the greatest teas that we know in ex-Yugoslavia. Right, so let's talk with Serbia first, because Serbia, comparatively to Bosnia, is very, very simple. Alright, firstly, Serbia recognizes itself as a republic which has two autonomous regions. Technically three, but it's two. Vojvodina and Kosovo being those two autonomous regions, and if you call Serbia the autonomous region itself, then it would be three. But there's already, as I mentioned, this controversy because a lot of people, firstly, people that live in Kosovo, do not recognize as they are part of Serbia. They have their own license plate, they use the euro, they speak a different language, they teach different things in school, so on and so forth. But this video right now isn't about Kosovo, this video is about Serbia. Now, what is Serbia known for, other than very interesting music taste, war crimes, and other things? Well, Serbia is one of the largest producers of jam. They create a lot of jam. After that, they create a lot of basketball players, handball players, and football players. Yeah, they're also very sporty. Like us in the Balkans, we just basically play sports all the time because we don't really like to use our heads. That's not a bad thing. I mean, we're doing great. Well, those who are playing the sports professionally are. The other people are just having fun and being drunk while playing soccer. Other than that, let's talk about the ethno-diversity within Serbia. Because Serbia has, in its autonomous states, well, Vojvodina and Kosovo, two somewhat large minorities. Alright, the smallest minority being Hungarians, which live in Vojvodina. They speak a totally different non-Slavic language. They speak Magyar, or as we call it Hungarians, Hungarian. While then you have in Kosovo, where the majority are Albanians, Muslim Albanians at that, and they speak a North Albanian dialect. But if you don't recognize that autonomous region and all the such, then that means that this republic is invalid and that information is useless. And if you don't talk the Albanian minority, then the close second minority in Serbia are the Muslims, or as we know them today as Bosniaks. They live between the borders of Serbia and Montenegro. In Novi Pazar as well, their largest city where they inhabit, Tutin as well. Rožaja is also part in Montenegro, but nonetheless, great cities. You should visit them one day. It's quite peaceful there. The ethnic Bosniaks there also have a somewhat small secessionist movement trying to go on, but knowing them, nothing's quite gonna happen due to the fact that they're lazy up there. They much rather would steal money than to, try to go for any sort of independence. There's also been a weird movement to unite with Bosnia, which I don't know how they tried to go with that logistics. But nonetheless, in the far north, the Hungarians, from as much as I've seen and from as much as I've heard, have not had that many secessionist movements or have had any plans to go ahead or remove themselves from Serbia to join Hungary, which, if you've been paying attention in the past previous videos, you've recognized that Serbia's relationship with Hungary is better. It got better. It got from totally worse to wars war crimes occurring and all the such until World War II, and afterwards, right now, they are like one of the best friends. Like, they fucking adore each other. Another relationship which has still been doing good, it's the Serbian-Romanian relationship. And the other one is the Serbian-Greek relationship. Now, I could have mentioned the Serbian and Montenegrin relationship between them, but situations between both of them has soured a little bit in the previous months, so I won't be touching upon that. That is all between them. Now, as I previously said, it's not the people, it's usually the multimillionaires and the politicians which just say they have an issue with it, because let's be honest, us everyday individuals, me as a content creator, you as the viewer, and many other people don't have an issue or give slightly of a fuck whatever the fuck you are, even here in the Balkans. And for those people that do give a shit, you're a sheep. You're a sheep. Stop watching my series. Just go watch something else, my man. There's like a lot of songs you can listen to. Anyways, now let's talk about the slightly juicier part. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now that right there, now that is an amazing thing. Bosnia is divided, as I previously said, by two main entities. That is the Republic of Srpska, which is spelt like somebody was having a brain aneurysm, and the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Okay, both of them having separate capitals, but Sarajevo being the main capital of the Federation, which directs both entities. Banja Luka is the Republic of Srpska's capital, where the Serbian capital is. Now, the ethnograph of Bosnia and Herzegovina is quite weird, because it's 50%, roughly, 50% Bosniak Muslims, then you got 30% Orthodox Serbs, and the remaining 15%, 15% is Croat Catholic, and the remaining 5% is mixture of other ethnicities. You got Albanians, some people which declare Yugoslav, Montenegrins, Macedonians, and all the such. Now, what's the most amazing thing that I could say about Bosnia? It's cigarettes. Its cigarettes is written in all three languages. And by that I mean one of them is Cyrillic and two of them are Latin. You don't know which is which. And when people say, well, Omer, come on, let's be honest with each other. Croatian is written in Latin, Bosnian is written in Latin, and Serbian is written in Cyrillic. Now, here's where you're wrong. Serbian is also written in Latin, and Bosnian could be written in Cyrillic. So who's actually being written in the cigarette? Is it dependent on the cigarette company, or is it dependent on the policies of the politicians? Now, I don't know. That's one of the parts where I can talk about. Now let's talk about the other fun part. The three presidents, which all change seats of who actually is the president of the federation. But let's be honest, they're dysfunctional as fuck, and usually the only power dynamic that exists there is, are the Bosniaks and Croatians gonna stick it to the Serbs? Is the Croats and the Serbs gonna stick it to the Bosniak, or is the Bosniak and the Serb gonna stick it to the Croat? It's insane. There's no sort of cohesion when it comes politically. That state should be fucking fixed. Now, I'm not offering a solution here whatsoever, but in my eyes, Karl Marx has been saying some quite interesting things. Anyways, another thing about Bosnia and Herzegovina, which I haven't mentioned, is what the war did to that place. Well, the same thing with Serbia. There's a lot of monuments, war monuments. Now, I've also mentioned that thing about war monuments in Croatia. Now multiply that by 10. You have still, imagine this wall would be filled with holes, of bullet holes, where some unholy war crime has been commenced and all the such. And they're still there, monuments. Another type of monument that they still hold are canned, a massive can of food, which the UN paradropped to Bosnia to help with the population to not starve. The canned food was sent towards the Muslims, and the canned food was pork. Why? And they have it as a monument in front of their European Parliament building. Absolutely insane. Absolutely amazing, in fact. Not insane. This is absolutely how you should stick it towards the EU. Now, other than that, would you visit Bosnia and Herzegovina? Absolutely yes. Absolutely. Why? The food. The food was amazing. The food in Bosnia and Herzegovina, I don't know what they do to that food. I feel like every single time that you chew in a cevap, your soul is taken away from you. I think a part of your soul just like is offered towards God or the devil or whatever the such. You eat that food, anything that they make with their hands is like godly. The coffee that they make, the Turkish coffee that the Bosniaks make, absolutely phenomenal. And the places that you could go there for cheap, and I mean like hiking or visiting resorts or going to the beach. Yes, Bosnia has a beach, even though it's like shaped like this, like Croatia's like chomping on it. Naum is the only place where Bosnia actually has a beachhead. And in Naum is the only like 22 kilometers wide corridor where Bosniaks can like go towards the beach without like showing their passports and shit. And it's absolutely amazing. Another city which you should also quite visit, other than the two main ones, which is Banja Luka and Sarajevo, is Mostar. Absolutely phenomenal place. You could take many pretty pictures, you can jump off a bridge, and it's legal and nobody thinks you're committing suicide, which is absolutely fucking amazing. Other than that, I've not talked about Serbia's great locations to show up, so other than in Sanjak. So let me give you a couple of great suggestions. Niš, Belgrade, Novi Sad, Novi Pazar, as I mentioned before, and anywhere within central Serbia. Anywhere within central Serbia is like semi-populated and all the such, but there's quite beautiful scenery. You got farms, you got general locations, you got amazing sceneries, you got animals and life and all the such. And also the people there, from what I've experienced, have been quite great individuals themselves. That will conclude today's video. Bosnia and Serbia have had quite the contradictions, and let's be honest, Bosnia is a quite funny place to go. I forgot about that landmine right there, but hey, a lot of other children have. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode will be about Montenegro, Macedonia, and also Kosovo. Stay tuned. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Se vidimo drug put.